Have you ever had to ask for help getting an item off a tall shelf? Do you own a stepladder? How old are you when you realized this world only caters to tall people and not short people? When was the last time you sat down and your feet touched the ground?
This is the world that tall people have stolen from us. This was a world we could have had. Short people, we must unite and
Hello, welcome to the Casual Commons, where if you're taller than 5'7", get out. Leave. Click off this video right now. Everything else in this world was made for you. Let the shorties have this one. I'm just kidding. No, stay. I need the watch time. No, don't leave. Don't leave. But in all seriousness, when was the last time you sat down and your feet touched the ground and your legs made a perfect 90-degree angle? When was the last time your keyboard was at the correct ergonomic level for your height? You could probably tell me, oh, my feet were touching the ground so-and-so, or my keyboard was at the perfect level during so-and-so. But I bet you can't tell me when both happened at the same time. So tell me again, when was the last time your entire body was in the correct sitting posture? In this video, I will explain why I spent $800 on a desk. So I've had my eye on maybe getting like a standing desk or even a shorter desk for a while, but my old desk was always like good enough, right? Like it was a desk, it functions. Who needs anything more? But over the holiday season, I visited family and I had to use my college desk and my college chair. And honestly, I started getting back issues again, and I realized I'm old now, I have money now. It is time to invest in preventing chronic pain, and that really all starts with having good posture. So as soon as I got back to New York, I measured my little desk area and I decided to get an Uplift V2-Commercial Standing Desk. I got the second to smallest desktop, which is 30 by 48 inches. I think the smallest size would have been too small in my opinion, because like I feel like I really take up the entire width of the desk when I'm like doing stuff. Now, why did I decide to get the commercial model and not just the regular V2 model? I also measured kind of where the perfect desktop height was, and for me, it was around 24 inches, but the regular V2 model, the lowest it would go with a 1-inch desktop, which is what I have, would have been 25.3 inches, which is like an inch and a half almost too tall for me. While the commercial model goes all the way down to 22.6, which is overkill, but it gets me down to the 24-ish inches that I really need to feel comfortable at. I did this by setting my chair all the way low, where my feet could touch the ground, and then kind of measured where, with a tape measure, where I think my perfect desktop height would have been. I decided to just play it safe and order the commercial model for $300 more than the regular model. I think the regular starts at like 500-ish, and then the commercial model is around 800. I didn't get any additional add-ons because frankly, I don't think I needed it. But if I ever decide I want to upgrade, I like that the whole desk system is very modular. So like I can upgrade the keyboard if I ever wanted to. If I move and I have more space and I want a bigger desk, I can always get a bigger desktop and it would still fit with the legs. So the desk came in like 3 boxes, 4 if you included kind of the accessories. When I finally unboxed everything, I realized Uplift was straight up lying because they said, oh, like you can set it up in 7 minutes. And most of our customers do it within like an hour. Bitch, they were lying. It took me 2 to 3 hours. I really think it took 3 hours for me to set everything up just because all the screws weren't lining up properly because I was dumb and wanted to like kind of get through it quickly, and like, you know, like sometimes I don't be reading the instructions, so I had to go back. If you're not dumb, maybe you can do it in an hour. It was pretty frustrating, so I didn't really get much footage of me putting the desk together. What I really like is that there's not a lip on the desk, so all my accessories that like clamp to the desk were able to fit in perfectly and securely. I also like the fact that like the desk is really deep, so I feel like I can put my monitor a bit further back and then have my keyboard and mouse a bit towards me, and I can get like a wide view of both my monitors. The issue I had with my old desk was that it was not as deep, so I felt like I really couldn't see both my monitors at the same time, really only my main one, and like I had to turn my neck to see my second monitor. And my second monitor is close to where my mouse was. So like every time I was playing like intense games, I was always nervous that I was like gonna bump it and like hit it. So I do appreciate this being like 30 inches deep. The commercial model also comes with like a support beam so that the desk doesn't wiggle when you have it all the way up. But I decided to not install it because one, I don't really use it like all the way up. I'm only 5'4", so I feel like I get it to like the mid height and like I'm good. Also, I really like having room under my desk to like kick around, you know? So I think a beam would have kind of obstructed it. The desk also comes with like a wire organizer basket for you to install under the desk. The desk also comes pre-drilled, so you don't have to drill your own holes when installing the wire basket. But for me, I have a power strip that's a bit too wide to fit in the organizer that came with the desk. So I installed my own wire organizer basket, and it fits fine. Now let's talk money. Was it worth $800 to get the commercial model over the regular model? I think after a month of using it, yes, because it gets my desk low enough to where like I don't have to hunch my shoulders up. So my shoulders can be, you know, where it should be, like relaxed and low, and I can sit back. And honestly, I've really noticed a difference, right? So even though I have a very nice chair, it's a Herman Miller Aeron, if the desk is too high, sometimes for me, I like hunch my shoulders and like it gets kind of tight. And you know, like it's worth $800 to not have tight shoulders every day. Let me just put it that way. I honestly wished I would have bought this sooner because it's been such like a quality of life improvement. Like having my feet touch the ground and like being able to move around and like spin and being able to reposition myself wherever like is comfortable for me. And then also like not having my shoulders like scrunched up all the time, I think is like, you just can't beat it. I feel like I'm the captain of my own battleship, and that is, quite frankly, priceless. Even though I don't use the standing function as often, I think $800 to have something like that's really comfortable and reliable for me, being a low desk, is already perfect enough, and like that's already worth it. And then the standing function is just an extra bonus, right? I feel like I use the standing function maybe twice a week, but it comes in handy when I'm on a call that I don't really have to listen to and I want to like move around and clean up my room a bit. So it's nice to be able to like lift it all the way up, run around the room clean, and like also come back and kind of be standing at the perfect level to kind of pay attention when I need to. You may be thinking, girl, why don't you just get a like footrest? And let me tell you, I did, but the issue is like they're generally pretty small, and you know, I like to spread out. Like I don't want to be confined to one position, and I feel like with footrests, you can't just move them around until you like lift them up. So it's not comfortable when I like want to switch positions, because then my footrest won't be there anymore. And even with a footrest, I still felt like my old desk was a bit too high. So like I couldn't even imagine what it would feel like for someone really short to get like a footrest and not even be able to touch it. You know what I mean? Okay, well, if not a footrest, what about just getting a shorter desk, you may be asking? Well, I did do some research and I could only find children's desks. Rude. Like I get that I'm a child's height, but you know, I need something a bit sturdier than a coloring station to hold up my PC. So if you have a different solution, let the shorties in the comments know before they go out and spend $800. I think that's it. I think that's really all I wanted to say. Like I could talk about like good posture, but I think we all know what that means and what that looks like. So I think I'll end the video here. It would be really cool if you subscribed and came back. Thank you for watching though. Have a nice day.